Now, staying in Afghanistan, where the Taliban has formed their new interim government, turns out the Biden administration was duped by the kinder, gentler Taliban. The White House is angry that their cabinet lacks inclusivity, as if that group that persecuted women for decades was suddenly going to put them in charge of the country. Well, it turns out the only diversity in the Taliban's ranks are the different factions of terrorists they've imported from around the region. Here to respond is Dan Bongino, host of Unfiltered on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Dan, thank you for joining me tonight. It seems incredible that the Biden administration, all these deep staters who came from, the Wesleyan gender program, all these pajama boys in the State Department, that they actually thought that there was going to be this new inclusive Taliban government, and they're surprised that women aren't included. I mean, what are they thinking?
They're not. They're imbeciles. These are some of the dumbest people on planet Earth. Hey, here's how this goes down, right? They didn't really think that. The Biden administration is an eclectic blend of probably 500 or 600 of the dumbest people in the country right now, and a blend of very smart people who think you're stupid. See, that's the problem. And you have to kind of parse out what I believe Biden's genuinely dumb, but the people around him are not. They just think you're stupid. So they put things out on Twitter to virtue signal to their leftist woke scolds. Hey, listen, look, we're all about inclusivity, even with the Taliban. Meanwhile, they're in a back room, smoking and joking, probably smoking a cigar with some coffee and tequila, laughing at how dumb people are to accept this stuff. Biden is not a very bright guy, though. He may have actually believed that. But you have to remember, Rachel, these are people running the country right now with a 0 on the principles scale. I mean, think about what they did. They abandoned American citizens behind enemy lines with the Taliban, a bunch of child bride-taking medieval savages. They left our people there. Then they got out using civilians who went over there on their own dime to get these people out. And then this Biden administration tried to take credit after abandoning the people for something they didn't even do. I mean, if that's not on the depravity scale, a 10 out of 10, I really don't know what is. These people are failures.
No, absolutely. It's outrageous. By the way, now that we're gone and the Taliban's in charge, we're kind of starting to see a little bit more of what the Americans were doing, what the State Department was involved in while we were there. Apparently, they just took down a BLM and George Floyd mural. I mean, who thought that that was happening in Kabul? I mean, this was being done with taxpayer money. And it's so interesting to me, Dan, because, the left used to talk about cultural imperialism. Do you remember that? I wonder if all the cultural imperialism that our woke State Department was imposing on the Afghan people actually undermined the government we were trying to support. It actually undermined what our military was trying to do.
Yeah, this is all best understood through the David Horowitz anti-communist lens, right? I mean, you have to understand, like, the left has no principles whatsoever. Please stop watching the show now if you believe that. If you believe the left has principles, just turn the dial, because you're on the right. They have no principles at all. Their principle is power. The fact that they will run a rainbow flag and yet celebrate a deal with Iran where they throw people who are gay off buildings. I mean, I don't understand, like, are you an idiot? Like, how does that register me?
Right.
Yes, all about the Iran deal. They literally throw gay people off buildings, but we'll wear a rainbow flag here. But here's the thing, like, you have to understand, like, David Horowitz described this a long time ago. The left doesn't have principles. They're only about power. We're the anti-communists, right? You and I. Yeah. We believe in freedom and liberty. The left are the anti-communists. They're just against anything we're for. They don't care about freedom. They'll say anything to get power. They have no binding principles at all. These people foam at the mouth at the idea of getting power. If they have to throw the LGBT lobby, overboard to do it, they will do it. They don't care. You think they have principles, again, you are wasting your time. It's like trying to teach physics to your dog. He's not going to learn. You could be the greatest physicist in the world. Your dog will not get the physics. Leftists will never understand principles. Period.
No.
Period. There are no principles there at all.
You're absolutely right. But it's also very, very dangerous, Dan.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. You're always one of my favorite guests. Thank you, Dan.
Of course. Happy to do it.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.